What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name's Caleb and I'm back out here in the road to my new campground that we're gonna start working on here in my backyard. And this road, I was talking about it in the last video, how I was interested to see what's gonna happen after a rainstorm. Well, yesterday we got a lot of rain, all right? And I don't know if you can hear all that white noise in the background. Can you hear it? I'll stop talking. Alright, now all that white noise, that's not actually wind, alright? It sounds like wind, but it's actually our river down here behind down at the bottom of this banking. That's the river, and it's running really fast because we got a lot of rain yesterday. And after all that rain, no damage to the road. It didn't wash out, didn't have any problems at all. So that's pretty promising. So this road is definitely gonna be good enough for us to get our van driven down here, but my only thought now is when I get down there, is there going to be enough room for me to turn around? Am I going to have to back the van out? Should I back the van in? All these are questions that we're going to try and answer today while we do some work down here. Alright, so here is the site, and you can see here there's all kinds of rubble all around, all sorts of this junk. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a spot and make a pile of it. Alright, so it's coming along pretty good. I think I want to bring my leaf blower down here and leaf blow the whole thing. I brought the rake down, and I'm not gonna rake all this. This is way too much to rake. For now, we're just gonna leave it, and I'm not gonna really do any more site work than what I've already done. Not that I've done a whole lot, but I've done enough to where I'm sick of it now, and I want to pull my van down here and see how it fits. And then once I get the van down here and see how it fits, I can kind of get a better idea of if more stuff needs to be cut down and out of the way, and sort of just how I want to orient the campsite. Like, where am I going to park the van? Where's the fire pit going to be? All that sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and pull the van down here, and we can take a look at some of the more fun aspects of this. Alright, well, I don't know what is going on with my brakes right now. It's definitely not good, whatever it is. I just had this thing inspected, so I don't know. I would think if there was a problem they would have told me, but yeah, anyway, something's going on with this back right tire here, and it's squeaking a lot, and it's just like the tire is just locked up, and it just went, I was skidding down this hill. It's not like I was jamming on the brakes either. I was just barely pressing on them. And you can see I made a skid mark here. My tire was not spinning. It just was locked up. And so anyway, that's not good. So you can see there, I've got it over there into the nice little sunny area. And you know, a day like today where the sun's out, but it's not necessarily a warm day out here, as you might be able to tell by the fact I'm wearing a winter hat. It actually is warming up enough now that I could probably take the winter hat off, but when I came out here it was definitely cold enough to where I needed it. If it was summertime, you know, you might not want to park right in the sun, but early spring here, the sun is right where I want to be. I don't know, should we sleep out here tonight? I think we might, honestly. It's a nice enough day, and I think if I get this area cleaned up enough and get a campfire going down here, I think I'll definitely stay the night out here. So, okay, you're now joining me a little bit later in the day since we were last hanging out down here. I was hanging out down here, just relaxing, drinking my water out of my tin cup, and my brother Calvin came down and asked me if I wanted to go mountain biking with him. So me and him went for a mountain bike ride, and now we're back. It's later in the day, but it's dinner time. I'm getting pretty hungry, so we're gonna cook up some burgers down here, and I think I'm gonna do some potatoes. I'm gonna throw them in some tin foil and throw them on the fire and cook some potatoes that way. So that's gonna be dinner, and we're gonna get the fire pit down here. Here comes Calvin now. He's just bringing down the metal fire pit. And one of my older brothers, Curtis, is also gonna join us for the campfire. He's not gonna spend the night down here, but he's gonna at least hang out by the fire for a little bit. All right, well, Calvin's setting up the fire pit right here. Hopefully we're gonna get lucky and the smoke's gonna draft away from the van so we don't wind up drafting it straight into the van like we did last time. But he's getting that ready to go. It's gonna be quite some time, I think, before we can cook these potatoes out here, but you know, we'll at least get this thing started, and I'll cook the burgers on my stove, so we can at least eat those while the potatoes are cooking. But let's go ahead and go up and see how my brother is doing. I told him to go grab some firewood for us, and from the sound of things, he's running the four-wheeler. So maybe he's got a trailer, maybe? I don't really know what he's doing. So let's go find out. So basically we just come over here, and all the shards of wood that fall through the metal grate in our firewood operation, we load them up and we burn them. And that's gonna be primarily our fuel for tonight. We'll get some bigger pieces, that way we can, you know, get something that'll maybe last a little while, because this stuff burns up pretty fast. But anyway, yeah, I was right. He did have the four-wheeler out, and he's towing the wheelbarrow behind it because we don't have a trailer anymore. Huh? Works pretty good. All right, well, we've got our wheelbarrow of firewood here, and of course, if this runs out, which I doubt it will, this is plenty of wood, but if this does run out, we can always scavenge the forest floor for wood. There's plenty of stuff out here for us to burn. So now I'm just waiting for Calvin. I go over to help load this wheelbarrow, and I come back and Calvin is gone and the fire is not started. He wanted to start the fire. He was going to start it with flint and steel for us for this video, show us how it's done, but now he's gone, so we have to wait for him to come back. Curtis has brought us down some white plastic chairs to put around the campfire. I've got my one folding chair that I usually keep in the van, but a couple extra chairs for some people. Still waiting for Calvin so we can start this fire. But I think while we're waiting for him, I think maybe I'll get started on these burgers because, like I said, I'm pretty hungry. One really great thing is I can set up this camera and I can get end to end in my van in one shot, which makes recording things really easy. Hey, I lied, I do have a second chair. One of these. So technically I do have two chairs down here in my van. Burger buns. Let's go ahead and put this up kind of. Let's figure this out. How do we want to do this? This is my first time cooking with this new van setup. Oh, and it looks like Calvin has just returned. So let's go ahead and pause on the cooking. We'll get right back to this, but let's go ahead and get that campfire started. That way we can cook the potatoes sooner. Calvin was inside getting his guitar, so
no,
that's where he was.
I was getting this fat wood.
Oh, fat wood. Okay, so Calvin's got some fat wood here. I'm sure you've seen this before, but that's what Calvin has collected for us, is a little bit of fat wood, and he's gonna get this fire started. So if it fails, it's not on me, it's on him.
That teepee's a little big, I don't feel like.
Well, this, I mean, it's not gonna catch the outside right away.
Too, but it's pretty green.
Oh, let me get it started.
Oh, you're gonna start it bushcraft?
Wait.
You're gonna knock over the teepee.
A little bit of flint and steel action. No, we want to be putting friggin' wood on that fire.
All right, well, Calvin has successfully started us a fire, and you saw him use, you did use flint and steel, right?
Flint and steel, yep.
Flint and steel with a little bit of fat wood.
And a cotton ball.
And a cotton ball. Flint, steel, cotton ball, fat wood.
I didn't want to take any chances.
And it looks like this is gonna go as long as he keeps an eye on it. So while the fire is getting ready, and you know, we want obviously a good bed of coals before we try and cook anything on that. But while we're waiting, now I think it's time for us to go start the burgers. Go ahead and get that turned on. There you go. And a boom. We got our listen to her sizzle. Paper towel, guys. Paper towel is key. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cook the 2 burgers. I'll leave the leftover meat in the bag, and if I get hungry and I want to make another one, I will, because I got these potatoes out here, which I'm going to be eating, and those will actually be better to save for breakfast. So go ahead and throw that in there. My ice pack. Man, this pan just slides around on my stovetop here, which is so annoying. I do have a little salt and pepper. I meant to put this on before I cooked it, but we'll go ahead and throw it on now. On that side. This adds a little extra flavor. Flip it again, and I'm going to go ahead and put some on that side. Get both sides done and then flip it back. Same for this one. Actually going to turn this grill down even more. Back to our potatoes. I already washed these in the house beforehand, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut them up into chunks, and then we're going to put some butter and some salt and pepper on them, and then throw them in the tin foil and throw them in the fire. So these chopped up real quick. Little half-round potatoes lined up here. Get them all chopped up. I don't know about you, but when I'm eating my potatoes, I prefer them chopped up smaller rather than bigger. And that's just a personal preference. I'm sure some people like them nice big chunks, but smaller the better if you ask me. And I don't have a good large knife out here to chop stuff with, a sharp one. Like, I have serrated knives out here that are pretty big, but nothing like a big kitchen knife. This is my only sharp kitchen knife, and it's short. So we're just kind of, you know, belligerently chopping these potatoes up however we see fit, making them all different sizes here. And holy moly, one potato does quite a lot. So maybe we'll save these potatoes here. We'll just do the one for tonight. Let's not forget about our burgers though. Flip them again. And that's probably going to be my last flip. I'm going to go ahead and get my cheese out and ready to put my cheese on there. And sometimes you just got to use what you got. And that's what this individually wrapped cheese is. I used to really like individually wrapped cheese, especially for camping, because it was really clean, really neat. But then somebody pointed out to me the amount of waste you're creating. And these here, these are small and clear. These are easy to let them blow away on you on accident, and then they're just going to get left out there, which, as a Eagle Scout, former Boy Scout, I think it's important that you kind of keep an eye on that sort of thing. The leave no trace. And so anyway, these burgers are looking like they're doing pretty good. We'll let the cheese melt down a little bit on there, a little bit more, before we take them off. And I remembered ketchup this time, guys. I forgot ketchup that one time, and I'll never do that again. That was not good. But let's get our tin foil out here. Gonna kind of unwrap this a little bit. Just dump these all down here into my thing. And go ahead and set that back up here. Just take our knife and we're gonna cut off pieces and just kind of leave them in smallish pieces around here. We don't need a ton of butter, but I mean, let's be honest, guys. I like butter. And remembering to keep an eye on our burgers. Our cheese is just about melted. Now these here, we're gonna salt them up nice and good. You can always put more salt and pepper on it when it comes out if we feel it needs it, but just want it nice and seasoned. And these burgers are ready to come off, so we're going to go ahead now and wrap this up nice and tight like this. Nice tight ball. This is our potatoes, butter, all that good stuff right in here, which we're going to throw this on the fire in a little bit once it burns down. But these burgers, I'm going to call them done. Any more time on the grill here, they're going to wind up turning into hockey pucks. So go ahead and put these down here. We're just going to get the bulk of this fat and grease here off the grill while it's still warm. It's a lot easier to do when the grill is warm than it will be once it cools down. There we go, and 2 burgers just like that, and then we'll get our potatoes going in just a second and you'll see what those look like. But these are our 2 burgers, and Calvin is down here now. So Calvin, why don't you come over here, we can have our burgers real quick.
Summertime.
Yup. Keep that over the plate if you would. I think it's gonna grease out pretty good here. I think these things are pretty juicy.
Is that a can picture on?
Yep.
Look at how crystal clean that is.
Well, I just cleaned it. How'd we do?
Gil, if you want to throw your potatoes on now would be a good time, I think.
Let it burn down some more.
You should see it, it's pretty burned down.
I'd say for burger quality, 8 out of 10.
Calvin's giving it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go ahead and say 10 out of 10. Just the way I like them. All right. Well, now Curtis is telling me the fire is ready for us to go ahead and throw these potatoes in. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have little to no idea as to how long these should be cooked. We're just gonna wing it. Go ahead and throw it in over on this side here. You don't want to throw it really in with the fire. You kind of want to see where the coals are off to the side here. Just like that, boom. And we're gonna keep an eye on it. Probably spin it around, rotate it, and try and get an even cook. But we'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Rotate that around. I have literally no clue what's going on in here, but I can hear it. I think it's all that butter I put in there. I can kind of hear it boiling inside the tin foil, which is a good thing, I think. All right. We're gonna go ahead and pull these potatoes out of the fire here. I don't really know what we're gonna see inside. It's still kind of hot. I only got one glove on here. Oh man, I'm just looking at them. It's looking like we did a good job, guys. Just from what I can see here. Look at that. They look like they are nice and soft. So, test them out. Oh, look at that. You see how that busted right up with my little plastic spork? That's melt in your mouth potato right there. That's about perfect. That's right where we want it. I'd say we crushed it.
Try a little bit of that.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy my potatoes, and it's time for us to crack open a step 2. I've said it before, I think, in the video, and I'll probably wind up saying it again, but we're big fans of the Steve Wallace YouTube channel, Camping with Steve, around these parts, and cracking open a step 2, even if it is just a Pepsi, because we're here in America and not Canada, so we're drinking soda. It's a little bit of an homage to one of the godfathers of YouTube camping videos, Steve Wallace, Camping with Steve. So, cheers to you, Steve.
Cheers.
You guys gonna hang out?
Maybe. Is there any C down here?
Pepsi? Which one?
What's a huge spinning saw? And he's gonna slip on some keys.
What are you, his father?
Well, I honestly would like to have a ski hill this year.
Alright guys, we still have a pretty decent fire going, but I'm not too worried about leaving it for the night. we're also sleeping right next to it. So we're just gonna leave that burning, and hopefully we'll have some hot coals in the morning. But we're gonna climb into the van for now and call it a night. So let's go ahead and get in here, and Calvin's gonna sleep on this camping mat here. We're gonna spread it out on the floor for him to sleep on. But yeah, let's go ahead and get situated, and then we'll show you how we're sleeping. But look, we can watch the fire from the window. Okay, so here's Calvin all set up on the floor here. Turn on another light. Sorry, I don't mean to blind you, but I use this just for filming. But yeah, you can see Calvin's on the floor. He's laying on top of another sleeping bag and a camping mat. And he's got a couple extra pillows surrounding him to make him extra comfy. Are you comfy, Calvin?
Yeah, I am actually. My feet.
Reasonably, would you say? Reasonably comfy?
Past the sleeping pad, but my head is really comfortable, so it's a trade-off.
All right, so Calvin says he's reasonably comfy down there, and I'm quite comfy up here on top of my mattress. And yeah, we got our nice view out the window there. We got our curtains shot over here and over here, but on this side, windows open. And yeah, on that note, guys, I just want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, we survived the night. Sadly, my camera did not. My camera is completely dead now. And my phone, even though I had it plugged into this battery bank all night, apparently didn't charge, because my phone's at 13% right now, which is awesome. So because of that, because everything I own is about to die, and also because I ate a whole bag of jelly beans last night and don't feel like cooking breakfast this morning, we're just gonna go ahead and end the video here, because I think it's already gonna be a pretty good length video. So, and Calvin just let one slip out down there. What do you have to say for yourself?
It's in the sleeping bag.
It's still in the sleeping bag, he says. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And stay tuned, because we're definitely going to be working on this campground, improving it, and eventually doing more camping down here. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.